ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Kreskin.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh. Listen, the final test of tonight's show is a challenge that I've created for myself. What's uncanny about it is that it could result in a tragedy, and the tragedy, for me, could be a financial one. So stay tuned after the following commercial. Here you go, folks. Thank you. I really, to me, this is almost a signature in my career because tuning in on the thoughts of my audience, viewers, people in the studio and nightclub audiences is almost a lifestyle for me. Now, because I really don't know you personally, if I say something which rings a bell in your mind, I want you to stand up, acknowledge it immediately. Now, all of you, if you will, just simply concentrate. And I jot my impressions on this pad as they come to me. It's almost like automatic writing. Who in the audience? It's interesting. I haven't perceived a name like this for ages. I was going to say buffer, thinking of the thing you shine a car with, but I get Buffy. Does this ring a bell in someone's mind? Would you kindly stand, please? Where are you here in the house? A lady right over there. Ma'am, who is Buffy? It's not a pet, is it?
Yes,
it is. It is a pet. A cat?
Yes.
Did it run away not too long ago? Was there something about where the cat was missing and you found it in some part of the house? I can't describe it in my own mind.
No, I don't.
No, all right. Am I getting someone else's thoughts here? Someone else thinking that? I don't know. That's all right, ma'am, but I did get the name Buffy. Who is there is someone here in the audience. I don't even believe you're consciously thinking of it at this moment, but a lot of times a thought will come to me that perhaps is on the peripheral area. And there's a little incident that happened at your house or a friend's house regarding drapes burning or becoming singed. Would you stand up, please, very quickly? Does someone remember an incident such as that? Quickly stand. Stand, please. I hear whispering and whimpering, but nothing really that acknowledges that. All right. Do I get the name Laurie? Laurie T? What's the T stand for, sir? T? Laurie T?
T.
T stands for Thomas?
Yes.
Thomas. I don't know you, by the way, do I, sir?
No, sir.
Let me ask you, is this person here with you?
No.
Do they, just say yes or no, do they live in this area? Yes or no? Calgary?
Yes, sir.
Calgary?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine. Thank you very much for standing. Calgary, Canada. Who is concentrating? I believe that's certainly in Canada as I received. I've traveled to that area. I received the letters M, A, P, P. Does this ring a bell in someone's mind? This gentleman right over there. Would you kindly stand, please, very, very quickly? Sir, is that the name of an organization?
Major automated postal projects.
I didn't want you to tell me. I just say yes and I would have tried to tell.
Sorry.
Do you work for the organization?
No, I'm doing some work for them.
You're doing some work for them.
Right.
Let me ask you this, sir. We have never met before, of course.
That's correct.
And I ask you to answer yes or no because, of course, if you're thinking of initials, I would try to give you the meaningfulness of the initials. You were thinking about your birth date, am I correct?
That's right.
There are 2 digits to the day in which you were born, am I correct?
Correct.
You were born in the month of March?
Bang on.
March the 23rd?
That's right.
Would it be, man, would you bring the microphone back, please? Would that, as you started to sit down and I thought March 23rd, would it be 1916?
Right on.
Thank you very, very much, sir. As I'm talking to you, it seemed, you know when I said something about burnt drapes, let me ask, did a toaster cause a fire in the, something about singeing a cloth that was draped over a table? Does this ring a bell in someone's mind? Because I'm still on the idea of something burnt where there was cloth involved. All right. I get the name Paul, and I get Diane. Does this ring a bell in anyone's mind? Would you kindly stand, please, wherever you may be here in the house? Lady right there. 2 people. Are you related, the 2 of you?
No, we're not.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet. That tells me a lot. Paul and Diane, I gather, are related to both of you?
Right.
Son and daughter of each of you. Are they engaged in some way?
No.
Yet.
Not yet. Oh, you people have something in mind they don't know about. May I ask, who is Paul, ma'am? I'll ask this gal right here.
He's
Who
my
is Paul
son.
to you?
My son.
And Diane is?
Her daughter.
Your daughter. Let me ask you, does Ed ring a bell in your mind?
Yes.
Who is Ed?
My son.
He is not at home right now.
No.
He's going to college?
He will be, yes.
Pardon me?
He will be.
He will be going to college. Let me ask you this. Who is Linda?
My daughter.
Your daughter. Thank you very, very much for standing. Appreciate it. Wait, stand up, Linda. Got it, you stand again. You know, as you sat down, you're smiling because something flashed in your mind. It has nothing to do with your daughter or your son. There's some relative that you've been thinking about. You're nodding your head. It's a gentleman. You have not been in contact with him lately, have you?
No.
You were thinking about an uncle.
Yes.
Uncle John?
Right.
Thank you very, very much for standing. I wonder, is someone thinking of a place or an address? I cannot frame it that clearly in my mind. Our time is a little bit tight, but it seems like it's B-E-L or something, Belgian, or Belgiu or something, E-A-U, and I get the address is 7, number 7. Does a person live at a place or an address, or does have an address in mind that would have 7 something in mind, B-E-L? Stand up, please, quickly. Would you stand? I don't have that quite right, do I, ma'am?
Belgrave.
How do you spell it, please, ma'am?
B-E-L-G-R-A-V-E.
And what is the number of the house?
Number 7.
Number 7. Do you live there?
No.
No. A friend? Yes or no? Or a relative?
A relative.
Philip?
No.
Who is Philip?
Philip is my son.
Philip is your son. Then who is Alice, ma'am?
Alice is my sister-in-law.
Your sister-in-law. Let me ask you this, ma'am. Your father does not travel, does he?
No.
Is he alive? He is
No,
alive.
he's
I'm
not
sorry,
alive.
ma'am. That came to me. By the way, why were you thinking about a place something to do with renting a place in some way? Are you planning to rent a place, or who is?
We are hoping to,
You're
very
hoping
much.
to rent a place. By the way, who is Mark?
Mark is my grandson.
And it's not with a K, it's M-A-R-C.
That's right.
Thank you very, very much. We'll be back. We'll be back after the following message. Thank you. We're good, folks. Really good. Our guest, whom I've just met for like a minute or two, is a rather remarkable and a very interesting and brilliant gal. Let us welcome with joy the laughing girl herself, Miss Judy Carne. Huh? Judy? Pretty people. They are really. Come over there, Judy. Welcome. Welcome to our program.
Mama.
You're from England.
Yes.
Because
yes.
I taped in Newcastle for a year, and I appeared in a London theater last summer. Well, I
You
love
did?
the
Which
country.
one?
The New London Theater.
The New London
Yes.
Theatre.
You know, I find British people fascinating. Fortune tellers, and I'm not a fortune teller, and I don't particularly buy fortune telling, but all these people, psychics and so forth, are almost part of the culture. But do you think that they take their fortune tellers as serious as Americans, North Americans, Canadians? We seem to take them so seriously. I'm asking you that because that's something back in my
Yes.
mind.
I think they have more of a sense of humour about it.
Fun with them.
Yes, I think it's more fun. But then, you know, the English really have more of a sense of humour about themselves than the
lot of
Americans, about a lot of things.
I
yes,
guess they had to
which
learn
saves
them
them.
during the war.
Yes, yes, it really saves them. And I think it applies to fortune telling and those kind of things.
I didn't believe in every street. There was like in almost every small street in a large town, there was a spiritualist or some person who on Sunday you'd go to for services.
Oh, yes, and I love it. I love all those things, and I go.
You do go?
I go.
There's a lady that you
see?
see?
Psychics, and yes, and there's a lady that I see in Los Angeles who's been very helpful to me, really.
Seriously, Judy? Really?
Seriously, I've gone at times when I felt that things weren't really going right, and I wanted to sort of check out what was happening, you know, so I often have my chart done, my astrological chart, and go and see a psychic and anything really that I think more information that I have about what's going on.
Would
I
you
think it
really
helps.
want to know your future? How do you feel about knowing your future? How many of you in the audience would not be sure if you'd want to really know your future? Have mixed feelings about it? Raise your hands. You see, there are a lot. I don't know if I'd want it, Judy. What's your
Yes,
feeling?
Yeah. I feel that I'd like to know, or as rough as they can be, in these situations.
You're not saying vague. You're saying rough.
Vague, right? Because one can be maybe a little bit prepared,
You don't feel that you might be uptight about the future if you were told something that was kind of
I've
negative?
never been, no. But I've never been told anything desperately negative, though, I must say.
I wonder, Judy, do you think that could it be that a person that might be reassuring could achieve the same thing? That could gain your confidence or someone's confidence, gain a rapport and reassure them? Would that have the same effect as a so-called fortune teller?
Yes, I think so. I think, as far as for me, yes, I think so. It's like and a shrink and all those things.
And in Los Angeles, there are all of those?
All of those, yes, lots of those.
What even caused you to turn to something like that, Judy?
To go to a psychic? A feeling of being lost and sort of out of control, not sort of aware enough of what was going on in my life, and I wanted to check out as much as I could. And one of the things I did was go and see a psychic.
Judy, I got to ask you something, because this has been in the back of my mind. I mean, as a matter of fact, I saw Roland Martin just a few days ago at the Nugget in Sparks, Nevada, when I was working in
I
Nevada.
worked in Sparks, Nevada,
Sparks, Nevada.
too.
There's a gal
Yes.
there named Kitty Good.
Are
who's
the
a
elephants
wardrobe
still
guy.
there?
The elephants, which Liberace keeps getting off of when he's brought on stage because of some of the calling cards they leave.
I mean, really? You
have to
follow
think about that,
elephants.
folks.
Bertha and Tina,
That's
I
right.
used to follow the elephants every night. I thought, oh, God, showbiz. They're in the next dressing room, right? And I walked past one night, and there's the trainer painting the elephant's toenail,
right.
getting ready.
They are very friendly, warm animals.
Very showbiz.
And there's a compassion about them, even though at first they seem so awesome when you look
Yeah,
at them.
oh, God.
I have to ask you, though, and I thought about this when I was talking to Roland Martin. When you were doing the show, and how many years did you do it, Judy?
Laughing. I actually was the first one to leave, so I just did it for 2 years. But it was actually on, I believe, as many as 5 years.
Did you find the material you did yourself funny? How did you feel?
Oh, yes.
You did?
A lot of it. Oh, yes. A lot of it. In fact, we used to crack up so much, on the set.
Was it ever left on camera, some of the...
A lot of it, yes. And I think that was part of the charm of it, and I think it should be done more. The mistakes, I think, should invariably be left in. A lot of mistakes should be left in, because they're funny.
I can remember, Judy, there's a class, one of the greatest communicators in television and radio history, and I think it's to the discredit of the television industry. It's a tremendous discredit. They're very short-sighted in their memories. But the man was Arthur Godfrey, and he was a legend in show business history.
Right.
Can you picture this, folks? And I talk about mistakes. And I'm at home as a kid, and the show's in Florida, and they're around a pool, and Mr. Godfrey has to sell CBS TV sets. There's no plug because they don't make them anymore, I don't think.
Right, no.
And there's Arthur Godfrey, had a bad limp then, and the TV set was wheeled towards him as he stood by the pool. Bear in mind, they're debuting a new set. And there on the dolly goes the television set towards Mr. Godfrey, who cannot get close enough to it in time, and it falls right over into the pool, and you see the commercial sinking down underwater. I was in hysteria, because next week they show that the TV set still worked, at least some of it.
Oh, really?
Have you had anything go wrong of any nature that in laughing that maybe wasn't shown?
Well, yes, actually. A really very funny piece of film. When we first started the bucket of water thing, we didn't
Remember
know...
that, folks?
The famous bucket of water. We really didn't know what materials, how they would react to water. And they made the mistake of using once some silk crepe. And it shrank on camera to a doll size, and out come the...
Our show's just gone nighttime. I can picture it. Listen, we're going to be back, Judy.
All right.
We have something very special, and you're the key subject for the experiment. We'll be back after the following message. Judy, I think You'd be the first to admit that we really haven't described what's going to happen in this demonstration.
Oh, no.
Right? I haven't
I'm
told you any information.
No,
Nothing's
I love
been
it.
rigged in any way.
Oh.
Because I don't work that way. Judy, what I want to do first of all is we're going to have a committee created that will be added to your part of this demonstration. Of our audience, I'm going to ask you, Judy, to point out 3 different people in the house. And they'll stand very quickly, and they'll be led down. We don't need a microphone for them. Would you point out someone, Judy? Anyone?
Okay, a lady with blonde hair and a gold, a black top and a
Would
gold
she come down the
necklace.
steps and come forward, please? Stand up. Point another person out, Judy, if you will.
Yeah, that lady there, right. The gentleman with glasses.
Glasses right there. Here's a
Next
tie.
to checkered top, yes.
The great
right.
size tie on. Come forward, sir.
Right.
Come on down here, if you will.
And the gentleman with the blonde hair at the back with a navy top. You've got a moustache.
All right, we just lost a buckle. Well, you don't know each other, the 3 of you folks, do you? Because they are together. Do any of you know each other? Sir? Last gentleman, do you know these people here? All right, fine. Please come over to my right. Welcome to our set, if you will. This is Miss Judy Carne. Come on around here. Nice to see you. Pleasure to have you here, and you as well. How are you? Good to have you. Fine. How about closing ranks a little bit here? Now, Judy, I'm going to ask you to escort the 3 folks around the screen, the set behind the stage.
Right.
Behind that stage, I want you to decide on which of the 4 of you will be the focal point of this test. It's a decision of one of the 4 of you who will know when you come back on that it's that person that's the focal point. Mm-hmm. You agree amongst yourself, but you must not tell any of us. So when you come forward in this order, knowing which one of you is the focal point. It could be any of you.
Okay.
All right? Would you go behind the stage?
It can
then,
be
please?
me or one of them.
Any of the others. Just
All
step
right.
around the back there, Judy. You can
One
bring
of
them
us.
back when we're ready.
All right. All right.
Now, while they're doing this, folks, let me explain that I'm looking for time cues, but inside the envelope, and I'm looking for time cues because we're very, very tight in this demonstration. Inside one of these envelopes is a $100 bill. Incidentally, one person has just written a book that you can buy in the newsstand that says, well, what Kreskin does is he has a bill hidden in his hand, and the envelope is in none of the bill is in none of the envelopes. That is not true any more than I would have a $100 bill in every envelope, because believe it or not, that would mean I'd be losing $300 twice a night when I appear in Vegas. 3 of these envelopes are going to be burnt. I'm going to attempt to cause the envelope with the $100 bill to remain in the possession of the person they decide upon. Judy Carne, would you come back with everyone, please? If they step around here. I've not told even any of you which of the envelopes contains this, but you understand what I'm going to attempt to do. Bring them around.
Yes.
Nice to see you. We'll
We're
stand together about the same order.
We've picked one.
Fine. Now, I will only explain this much to all of you. Judy, the rest of you, we've never met either, have we, folks? There is a $100 bill in a coin envelope in one of these envelopes. Right now, I know the envelope because the envelopes are different colors. We have pink, we have, I guess, an orange, blue, and a kind of tan. Now, let me place these 4 on these glasses, thusly, and by chance, Judy, just point out someone else in the audience. Our mic gal will run to them. Anywhere else in the house than before.
Okay, this gentleman here.
Would he stand very quickly,
Yes.
please? Stand right where you are, sir. Now, sir, you see here 4 envelopes. Now, just shake hands with each of you for a moment. Now, one of you, of course, is the focal point of this test. It is my determination to cause the envelope with the $100 bill to be in the hands of the person they've decided upon. As I touch each person, young man, and we have a mic to you, of course, you just call out which envelope they're to pick up. Call one of the colors.
Blue,
You want them to pick, Judy, pick blue then. Would you reach forward, pick blue?
pink,
Pink.
orange,
Orange. And of
And
course,
tan.
the one that's left, I didn't even have to guess that as a mentalist. Now, which of the 4 of you was decided upon as the focal point, please? Gentleman right here, which means that at no time is your envelope damaged or burned in any way. We will then now light this because we're going to light of the other 3 envelopes each time, even though in a little while I will have no way of... we do not have quite the flame that I expected. Truly, I must tell you folks, we were going to have flames gushing out, but it is burning a little bit. Now, let's bring your envelope forward. We'll burn it, since this gentleman is the focal point, correct?
Right.
Would you tear open your envelope just to point out what's inside? Tear the edge of it very, very quickly and break into it. Now, there's a coin envelope. Take it out, please, if you will. We'll burn that very quickly. Would you tear open that envelope? Let me point out, of course, as we do this, that this envelope has in it what? A white piece of paper. Now, we will not open your other envelopes, please, without touching the coin envelope. Tear your envelopes open, Judy, but do not tear the coin envelope. Because once they have done this, folks, it is no longer possible for me to know who has the $100 bill. We'll take the rest. There are pieces of paper in 2 of those envelopes and a $100 bill in 1 of them. They've all been folded uniformly. While my back is to you, will the 3 of you exchange those coin envelopes, please? You can do it 2 or 3 times. Judy, let me know when you've finished doing this.
Finished.
All right. You, sir, still are the focal point of this test. We'll burn 1 of the envelopes, either yours or yours. Either of you offer it forward, please. Gentlemen, right here. Hand me that, too. We'll hold it on the end here, and we will consume that in flames. And there's no question about it, folks, but it is being consumed in flames. Now, Judy, the 2 people left, would you exchange the envelopes between each other, please? Back and forth between each other. You don't have to. You can bring them. You said just once. Do it as many times as you wish or stay. That's up to you.
Done.
It's been done. There's a gentleman whose envelope we cannot burn, and there is one other person. Am I correct, Judy?
Right.
Do you want to change the envelopes once more or leave it as is? Let me know.
Let's change once more.
One more time.
Done.
All right. Judy, would you hand me that one then, please? Place it right in there. It's very interesting, Judy, at the very last minute, you fanned and waited and changed your mind. We prearranged nothing. You had no idea what envelope, and they were not marked. Sir, would you tear open that envelope? Tear it over rather carefully. Would you reach in, please? Open up the contents. There you are. He was left exactly as I hoped, with the $100 bill. You did it, and you changed your mind with change today. The beauty of it, folks, is, may I just say this? What I do is not supernatural, no way. In a sense, all I have done is taken the senses, the multitude, the 11 or 22 that we already possessed, and made them into kind of super sensitives, just as a blind person gains the sense of hearing to an incredible degree. I thank Judy Carne, a lovely guest, all the people who participated. I'll see you next week, be the good Lord willing.
Guests of the amazing Kreskin stay at the beautiful Ramada, Toronto, one of the 700 Ramada Inns around the world.